These high-flying rockets are made from rolled-up paper, launch from a PVC pipe launcher, and fly over 100 feet high on the cheapest rocket fuel around, compressed air.
Fingers like this. Try that. Yeah.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey there, it's Richie with SonicDad, and you, my friend, are in my workshop, which is cool because we're about to build a really fun project. So, let's get started. Let's begin by cutting the Schrader valve out of an old bicycle inner tube. We'll leave about 1 1/4 inch diameter base. Now we'll drill a 3/8 hole through the center of one of our 1-inch PVC caps. We'll use a large bead of high-temp hot glue around the valve stem, then insert it through the hole and push the base in from inside the cap. Then we'll add a fillet of glue around the outside of the valve stem. Now we'll assemble the PVC launcher base. I like to use the all-in-one PVC glue that has primer built in. This shopping list and handy pictorial guide will help you select all of the PVC pipe and fittings you'll need for this project. Follow the diagram in the instructions to assemble the launcher base, and I'll give you a link to step-by-step instructions, diagrams, and the rocket templates at the end of this video. To build our launch tube, we'll drill a 3/8 hole through a 1/2 inch threaded PVC cap. Then cut a 9.5 inch long piece of 3/8 PEX waterline. Double check to be sure it's straight. It's easy to bend it straight if you need to. We'll need a nice lead-in on the end of our launch tube for our rockets, so we'll use a piece of sandpaper to round the edge smooth. Now we'll insert the tube through the cap and apply hot glue around the tube about 1/4 inch from the end. Now we'll pull the tube down inside the cap, being careful to keep the glue off the threads. Hold the assembly vertical while the glue cools. Double check to be sure the cap is straight with the tube. And now with the launcher built, it's time to paint. I like to paint the upper part yellow, then mask it off and paint the bottom black. And then I mask off the launch tube and paint the bottom of it black. After the paint is dry, thread on the launch tube elbow until it's just snug, then attach the launch tube. Now we can print, cut out, and apply the cool launcher decal and press it in place around the arm. To make rockets for our launcher, we'll need a nice wrapping mandrel to wrap paper around. Cut another piece of waterline about 10 inches long. Make sure it's nice and straight, then apply a 3/4 inch wide piece of clear tape down the length. Then we'll wrap it around the tube and trim both ends. The strip of tape will make the mandrel a bit larger in diameter than the launch tube, so the rockets will slide on freely. Pick one of the 4 rocket designs and print the template on regular printer paper. I like to use a sharp X-Acto knife and a metal ruler to cut the rocket body graphic out on each cut line. To wrap the paper body tube, lay the graphic face down with the printing at the top like this. Line up the mandrel even with the bottom edge, then start to roll the paper as tightly as possible. Check the alignment at each edge of the paper. If the mandrel was aligned, then the paper overlaps will be exactly on top of each other. If they're not, make small adjustments by twisting the paper on the mandrel until the edges are lined up like this. Then roll a few more turns and check it again. When the alignment looks good, then unroll the paper to one wrap, then hold the paper tightly around the mandrel to keep the alignment. Apply a strip of glue from a glue stick all the way across the paper, then tightly roll the paper around the mandrel up to the edge of the glue. Keep applying glue and rolling tightly one glue strip at a time. When you get to the last 1/4 inch of paper, press the seam down tightly with your fingers. Now slip the tube off the mandrel and let it dry for about 20 minutes. After the glue has dried, we can add a strip of clear tape down the length of the tube, trim the edges with an X-Acto knife, and add one more strip of tape to completely cover the outside. Then we'll trim the end of the second piece of tape. Now we'll cover the fin graphic with clear tape and use a steel ruler to crease it on the fold lines. Then glue the graphic together with a glue stick. With a sharp pair of scissors, we'll cut out the fin exactly on the cut lines. Now slide the mandrel back inside the tube and apply a thin bead of hot glue on the fin location marking. Quickly attach the fin aligned with the marks, then fold the fin on the fold line and straighten it out. Attach the other fins in the same way, then remove the mandrel. Now to finish our rocket, all we need is a nose cone, and a foam earplug will work really well. They come in lots of cool colors, and the soft foam will protect the rocket and anything it might land on during re-entry. To install the nose cone, roll the base of the earplug between your fingers to reduce its diameter. Then hold the base tightly in your fingers while you apply glue inside the tube. Put in enough glue to form an airtight cap in the end of the tube when the glue cools. Then quickly insert the earplug about 1/4 inch inside, then flip the tube down. The hot glue will then flow down onto the earplug and form a cap in the end of the tube, and also hold the earplug in place. Now be sure your finished rocket slides freely over the launch tube and your rocket is finished. Here are the other rocket designs you can make, including this cool randomizer rocket, a scaled down version of the awesome rocket from Project 70, which was a collaboration with Grant Thompson, the king of random. If you want a cool display stand like these, just drill a hole in a 1/2 inch PVC cap and glue in a 2-inch piece of waterline, a little spray paint, and they look pretty cool. And now that our launcher and rockets are finished, let's go have some fun. Choose a nice open space for launching your paper rockets. Although the rockets can survive a landing on a hard surface, they'll last longer on a soft surface like grass. Place one of your rockets on the launch tube and then set the launch angle by rotating the PVC elbow. Connect an air compressor or bicycle pump to the Schrader valve on the base. With the ball valve in the closed position, charge the launcher with compressed air. Your rockets will fly well with a pressure between 40 psi up to a maximum of 80 psi. It's a good idea to use a pump or a compressor with a built-in gauge so you can see how much pressure you have in the launcher. Before flying your rocket, be sure the area is clear and all spectators are behind the launcher. Launching is easy. Just rotate the valve to the open position as quickly as possible and you have liftoff. Three, two, one. Nice.
It's gonna hit a bird!
Right there. It landed.
2, 1. There it goes!
I don't see it.
Yep.
1. Get it, Reagan.
You can download the step-by-step instructions that include diagrams and templates by clicking on this link. And if you like this project, please subscribe to our channel and check out our other projects. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for the next Sonic project.
No! It hit my leg. I missed it. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for watching. If you've liked what we're doing, go ahead and click here to subscribe to the channel.
And click here to visit SonicDad.com.